Hi, I'm Dan Hernandez. I'd like to welcome you to this week's episode of Sport Fishing. Well, today we're fishing aboard the new Salmon Queen. It operates daily out of Emeryville Sport Fishing up here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And what we're doing right now is with Captain Shem. He's got us right up on the beach. We're drifting for halibut. So we're going to be doing right now is drift a little bit here for halibut, see if we can pick off a few. Then later today we're going to head offshore and go look for some lingcod and some big rockfish. So stay tuned for this week's exciting episode of Sport Fishing. Welcome to Sport Fishing with Dan Hernandez. This week's episode of Sport Fishing is brought to you by Turner's Outdoorsman for all your fishing and hunting needs, by B52 Bucktails and Magic Metal Jigs, by Yamaha, reliability starts here, by Game Saver for preserving your fishing game, and by Dan Hernandez Baja Style Fish Spatter. This is Dan Hernandez, and I'm proud to announce I'm now doing private fishing charters. Doesn't matter what you want to fish for, I have a boat just for it. My 31-foot Chris Craft is great for going offshore or over to the island even. And my Skeeter boat, we can fish inshore along the breakwater or over to Catalina fishing calico bass, white sea bass, and yellowtail. So I'd be glad to take you out and teach you all about fishing in Southern California. So book your trip today and I'll see you out in the water.
Welcome to sport-fishing.com. Here you can stay updated on upcoming charters, travel fishing trips, stock up on Dan's apparel, order his how-to videos, cookbooks, fishing tackle, and food items all online. Sign up for the free Sport Fishing newsletter. Also, follow Dan's blog, complete with pictures and videos from his travels. You can also watch past episodes of Sport Fishing here too. Keep in touch at sport-fishing.com and be sure to follow Dan on Facebook and Twitter.
My clients and myself depend on quality tackle like the Magic Metal. Whether you're fishing offshore for bluefin, albacore, or yellowfin tuna, you've got to have a lure you can depend on, and the Magic Metal is it. For inshore species, I recommend the Magic Metal Light. For bonita, barracuda, bass, yellowtail, it's unbeatable. It comes in a variety of sizes and colors and has internal rattlers that actually help draw a strike. Magic Metal is the ones we depend on here on the Indian. Pick up one today at your local tackle store.
What'd you get it on? I got it on an anchovy, bottom bouncing, using my Pin 965. Made a trip out from Michigan to fish this weekend with Dan Hernandez.
Well, I'm Craig Shimakusu, and I'm the owner of the new Salmon Queen in Emeryville. I just basically got back. I've been out of the water for 2 months. I had all my running gear, shafts, propellers, cutlass bearings all replaced. I had the Carl Warrior Grant, where I picked up a set of brand new Caterpillar C9 Acerts. Give me about 300 more horsepower than I used to have on with the old engines. And you can see by the dash, I have all new controls, all new gauges. Everything's electronically controlled.
Skipper just made a move, and we left mainland and we're headed out, not quite to the Fair Lawns yet, but we're out that way. And we're fishing rockfish now. We got a few halibut there this morning, a couple of really nice ones. And now we're out here to fill up our limits with rockfish. And I'm just fishing a straight jig. I just got bit down there, see what I got. Fishing really light gear. Got 40-pound braided line with 20-pound leader, monofilament leader. And just fishing a magic metal jig, 10-ounce model. And I'm not sure what I got on here. I got hit pretty good, but it doesn't feel like a really big fish. This is a great rig for the nice big reds that lived out here, and the lingcod too, but let's see what this one is. It's not shaking too hard. Little Johnny bass. This would be good eating. And that's a big jig, 10-ounce model, magic metal jig. Just working it just like that and brought it up. All right, well, let's take a little break from the action and go to the tackle box and give you a good look at the rods and reels and tackle we're using in today's episode. This week, the tackle box is brought to you by the California Department of Boating and Waterways, reminding you to dump at the pump. This week in the tackle box, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing up north today. Fishing out of Emeryville, we're looking for lingcod, bottom fish, and tell you, there's lots of ways to catch lingcod, but my favorite way is with artificial jigs using the big magic metals, the 8 and 10-ounce models, and this is what they look like. And this is the 8-ounce. You go 8 or 10-ounce model, works really good. And the way you're going to fish this is drop this all the way to the bottom, let it bounce off the rock, and then just work it up quickly. And you just wind real fast on the reel, it'll dart up, and the lingcod like to chase it. You'll get bit as the lure comes up, or often you get bit as you drop it back down, flutters to them. Now, these jigs come packaged just like this at your local store, and they work awesome. Again, 8 and 10-ounce model is the lightest you want for the big lingcod. And the rods and reels that I like to use for this outfit is something like this. This is a Dan Hernandez brand new rod by Shakespeare. It's their Ugly Stick custom rod, rated for 40-pound test line. Got a Torque 300 made by Penn. It's perfect for this type of fishing. Has lots of strength to get that big fish off the bottom. And it's a high-speed reel too, so if you want to make that lure dart up really quick, you can do that with this reel, but it has enough guts to get that lingcod off the bottom. Now, another thing that happens in this area is the skippers like to go over the Farallon Islands. And there's a little corner there in the Farallon that they call the aquarium. The reason they call it that, when the water's calm, you can see all the rockfish just stack up really tight. They'll almost boil sometimes right up on the surface. For that type of fishing, I like to use a light outfit like this. Again, a Dan Hernandez custom Shakespeare rod. This is the Ugly Stick custom made by Shakespeare. It's got the trigger stick on there for casting. It's just a light outfit. You're going to be fishing it with like 15, 20-pound test line maximum. And it's got the Penn International 975. I know it's light gear. You're not going to use this for the lingcod, but you use this for the shallow water rock fishing. The fish are up on the surface in the aquarium. It's a perfect outfit for that type of fishing. And the jig I like to use for this is the bucktail jig. This particular one is a glow-in-the-dark with the white bucktail. And this is what they look like in the stores when you go look for them. You can also find them off our website. They're just great jigs to use when you're fishing shallow water for the rockfish. And that's it. It's really basic fishing up here in Emeryville. Looking for lingcods, looking for bottom fish. Use the heavy gear for the big fish, lighter gear for the small rockfish, and you're all set. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Turner's Outdoorsman, your fishing, hunting, and shooting headquarters. This month's special is the SKB Tackle Box, Model 7100, for only $199.99. The Ultimate Tackle Box. Also this month from Izorline, all 1/4 pound spools of Izorline XXX Super Mono is 20% off. That's this month only. for all your fishing and hunting needs. That's Turner's Outdoorsman in a city near you.
Welcome to sport-fishing.com. Here you can stay updated on upcoming charters, travel fishing trips, stock up on Dan's apparel, order his how-to videos, cookbooks, fishing tackle, and food items all online. Sign up for the free Sport Fishing newsletter. Also, follow Dan's blog, complete with pictures and videos from his travels. You can also watch past episodes of Sport Fishing here too. Keep in touch at sport-fishing.com and be sure to follow Dan on Facebook and Twitter.
Hi, I'm Dan Hernandez, and I'd like to tell you why I use the Pro Series Kershaw knives. Kershaw's pro-grade specialty fishing game knives were created so sportsmen would always have the right knife for the job. They currently come in 10 different styles, from large knives for breaking down the largest of fish to herring knives for cutting bait. All blades are made with quality stainless steel with just the right amount of flex to make filleting easier. Real sporting knives made by a real sporting goods company. Pick up some Kershaw knives today.
Oh yeah, I'm just sitting here with this nice, beautiful rockfish on this beautiful day with Dan Hernandez, fellas out of Southern Cal.
Wow. Southern Cal all the way, South City, South San Francisco in the house.
Yeah.
Oh! Hey, that's how the old guys do it. Yeah! Dan Hernandez, Sports.
This is Jimmy, one of the regulars, and he just caught this beautiful red snapper. You got that on a shrimp fly, right?
Right. Fly it is.
So I'm stuck in a tangle. All right.
What's the ratio on?
We're outside of the North Carolina Islands, in about 160 feet of water. Fish are marking about bottom up 50 feet. Basically, I knew that they were going to bite real good because as soon as the gear starts going down towards them, they start swimming up to the gear. And once they show that to me, I know we own them.
Sorry about him, but it's all good, you know.
Oh, now he shows up.
There we go. Got another fish going here. We're on a big school of these. They call them yellowtail. Down south they call them Johnny bass. Just another big school of these rockfish. See a couple other sport boats in this area now. And our skipper's just kind of trying to keep the boat right over the same spot so we can get away fishing lighter weights, smaller jigs. Most of the guys are using 1 pound sinkers. I have a 10-ounce jig that I'm using. I'm sure this is another one of those yellowtails, rockfish. There he comes right here. Oh no, it's a different color. Ooh, it's a red snapper. That's what we want to catch. There's a nice red snapper right there. Magic metal jig. This one, it will taste delicious. This is what we're trying to catch. It's an awesome fish. Well, let's take a little break from the action and go to the galley and show you how to cook up one of these delicious fish. Fish like this, like a beautiful red snapper we're catching today for the new Salmon Queen. This week, the galley is brought to you by Dan Hernandez Dipping Sauces and Fish Batters. Look for them in your local supermarkets. Standing next to me is Chef Keith Allman, and Keith is going to do a dish for us. And what do you have for us today, Chef?
Today we have macadamia nut crusted rockfish fillets.
Cool. All right, well, how do we get started?
Well, the first thing we need to do is add a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil to a pan over medium heat. We'll get that warming up while we prepare the crust.
Okay.
We
Now
have
the
3 rockfish fillets. The first thing we're going to do is season with a little bit of salt and pepper. I know how much you like lime and lemon, so we're going to add some lime juice.
Yeah, to me it's almost a sin not to use lime and lemon on fish.
Totally agree. Some lemon juice, and then we're going to make our crust. So we're going to add a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs to a food processor. 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. 1/4 cup of chopped parsley. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Give that a quick mix. This is going to be really quick. And now we're going to add macadamia nuts. I suggest pulsing this because you don't want to over grind your macadamia nuts. You want them nice and chunky. Add a couple teaspoons of the Dan Hernandez dry fish batter to make it stick really nicely to the fillet and add a little bit of flavor. Put that in this pan over here. Look how good that crust looks.
Yeah, it looks delicious.
Macadamia nuts are nice and chunky. So we're going to take our rockfish fillet that's been sitting in the lemon juice, salt and pepper, dredge it in dry Dan Hernandez fish batter into an egg wash. And then into the crust.
You can see those nuts all over there.
Look how good that looks already. And drop it in away from you so the oil doesn't splash.
Is that ready to flip over now?
I think it's ready, Dan.
Oh yeah.
Nice and golden brown.
Does it matter what kind of oils you use when you're frying like this?
You should use a vegetable oil. If you use butter for this high temperature frying, it could burn. Vegetable has a higher smoke point, so it's best to use that. Let's plate these up. These are done.
Yeah, these look like they're done. That looks really good.
Garnish with a little.
You chef guys like to garnish everything. I just like to eat it. That looks good. Thanks, Keith.
Sure.
Looks like a great dish, nice and easy. Man, look at the steam coming off that. That's really nice. A little crunchy and the taste of the fish, that's delicious. That's a beautiful little dish. Thanks, Keith. That was great. Great little rockfish dish. You can do it with lots of other fish. Like you said, halibut would be great. Remember, one of the main ingredients was our fish batter mix. Nice, simple dish to do. Do it at home, do it on a boat. Well, let's get back on the water and show you more exciting action right here on Sport Fishing.
Turner's Outdoorsman, your fishing, hunting, and shooting headquarters. This month's special is the SKB Tackle Box, Model 7100, for only $199.99. The Ultimate Tackle Box. Also this month from Izorline, all 1/4 pound spools of Izorline XXX Super Mono is 20% off. That's this month only. For all your fishing and hunting needs, that's Turner's Outdoorsman in a city near you.
The Dan Hernandez Youth Foundation is now forming a kids fishing club at a Leg Lake in South El Monte. We'll be holding monthly meetings and the club's open to kids 11 to 14. So call the number below for more details and I'll see you there. I'm happy to announce that the Dan Hernandez Baja Style Fish Batter is now available at all Turner's Outdoorsman stores. Pick up a bag today and support our youth foundation.
Kershaw Pro Grade Series knives are the best knives for filleting fish on the market. Kershaw's Pro Grade specialty fish and game knives were created so that sportsmen would always have the right knife for the job. They currently come in 10 different styles, from large knives for breaking down the largest of fish to herring knives for cutting bait. All blades are made with quality stainless steel with just the right amount of flex to make filleting easier. Real sporting knives made by a real sporting goods company. Pick up some Kershaw knives today.
Just got bit. There, you got one too. We got about 5-6 fish going right now. And it's a combination of using jigs like I'm using. Some of these guys are fishing shrimp flies with live bait on there, live anchovies. And it's one of the reasons you come all the way up here in the Bay Area, you know, unless you live up here. I mean, this is your backyard, but those of us who live in Southern California, come up here, fish the Farallon Island area, along the coast, Northern Cal. Just a lot of fun. And catching quality rockfish here in Southern California, you would have to go, you know, up to Channel Islands, far 50, 60 miles offshore, some of the far islands, and like San Miguel to get quality fish like we're getting here. And we're not that far, we're only like an hour or so off the beach. It is. What kind of fish is this? Gopher trout? Copper. This is a legal fish. That's a copper rockfish?
Yeah, copper.
Nice fish for the jig. There's a jig I caught that on.
Yeah, fishing with Dan Hernandez. Out in San Francisco. Oh, big one. Oh, I got it. Blooper! Nice double there. Nice double.
They got a fish going here on the jig. We just made another move and we slid back closer to the island. See the Farallon Islands right behind us here, right off our stern. And I'm still fishing the same jig, Magic Metal 10-ounce jig, same outfit, 40-pound braided line, spectral line with a 20-pound leader. Want to film it? And here comes my fish. Oh, little ling. We got short ling. Short ling fish. Very good. Just shuck them off. There's a little ling cod, just caught him on this jig. See if we can get a legal ling now. And that's the Farallon Islands right here, real famous spot to fish up here in the Bay Area, right outside San Francisco. And the weather's getting a lot better, no more rain today. Hopefully it stays that way. I'm just gonna go ahead and fish this jig. See if we can get another fish.
Kershaw Pro Grade Series knives are the best knives for filleting fish on the market. Kershaw's Pro Grade specialty fish and game knives were created so that sportsmen would always have the right knife for the job. They currently come in 10 different styles, from large knives for breaking down the largest of fish to herring knives for cutting bait. All blades are made with quality stainless steel with just the right amount of flex to make filleting easier. Real sporting knives made by a real sporting goods company. Pick up some Kershaw knives today.
The Game Saver is the ultimate unit to use to preserve your game and fish. The convenient push-button controls make it easy to use, and the patented bags help preserve your valuable game and fish for up to 2 years in the freezer. Once the bags are sealed, the Game Saver turns off and there's nothing left to do but pull out the bag and put it in your freezer. You can also use it for keeping extra fishing tackle tangle-free and for keeping your safety equipment dry and ready to use. Use it all the time for all your food-saving needs. Pick up a Game Saver today. H&M Landing has been providing fishing trips for anglers for over 40 years. It doesn't matter what you want to fish for. San Diego's H&M Landing has a trip just for you. If it's rockfish you want, or going offshore for tuna, you can do it all here at H&M Landing. H&M Landing is home to the finest fleet of sport fishing boats on the coast. Don't be left behind. Call and make a reservation to go fishing out of H&M Landing today.
This week's tip of the week is brought to you by Magic Metal Jigs and Bucktail Jigs. For this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we did today. Fishing with Shem today aboard the new Salmon Queen. You know, he took us out to different locations, so not only did we fish shallow for the halibut, we also went deep water for the big rockfish, the lingcod, the red snapper. And because of that, this week's tip is, when you come up here to the Bay Area, like we're actually Golden Gate Bridge right now, be prepared for all kinds of different situations. Bring the light stuff for fishing inshore, like for the halibut and the stripers, and bring the heavier stuff for the lingcod and the deep water rock cod. That's this week's tip of the week. When you come up here to the Bay Area, be prepared, have all the different type of fishing tackle that you need for this type of fishing. You never know what to expect. You have to be ready. Well, I'd like to thank Skipper Shem aboard the new Salmon Queen, the whole crew. We had a great time fishing today up here. Everybody did a great job. I'm Dan Hernandez, hoping you enjoyed this week's episode of Sport Fishing, and I hope you join us again next week as we go looking for more of the best in sport fishing.